the nBedWars data pack. This morning, yeah, so I made a few new additions from this morning, as you can see here. It is just these 3 items right here. Yeah, it is Egg, TNT, and Trident, which is actually gonna represent a fireball. Anyway, this is what it is, and I will show you the code. I actually haven't done this before. I've never showed off my code from my data pack. So anyway, right now, so we have 3 special items from the Hypixels nBedWars. We have an egg, which, as you can see, places a bunch of wool, and eventually this is going to be the color of the team that you're on. This is just kind of like concept. I haven't even put in teams yet. I've just been working on generators and the villagers and special items like these here. Yeah, so here's the egg. See, there's a lot of testing going through here. And let's see how many frames I dropped right there. I did not drop any frames. Awesome. So, here, let's see if the FPS even goes down. I spoke way too soon. I don't think... Yeah, hang on. Let's see how many ticks per second the game is lag. I don't think any. Okay, perfect. We're still at 20 ticks per second. So on servers, this is not going to lag servers at all. Yeah, so basically, after it's a few blocks away from the player, it will start placing these pads of wool down, which you can safely, say there's an island over there, I can just, boom, go over there, take out whatever. You may have seen it a few times in some of my nBedWars streams. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Here's a code right here. This is actually all of the code right now. Yeah, there's not a lot. I mean, there's a lot more in the load code. Let's open that up here. Alright. So I just have some scripts that will put in the villagers for the shops and everything, like I showed last video this morning. We have some clocks that we're going to take care of later. Probably will upload that later this week. Basically, so what you saw here, the egg, yeah, so it puts down those mats. Basically, it's just these 2 lines of code right here, actually. I'll zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so it's first line, execute as at E type equals egg. This is saying these commands following after this is gonna be running as the egg and at the egg, unless there's a player within 5 blocks of it. So the code doesn't run since there's like 5 blocks between me and the egg. That's why there's a little delay there. Basically, it will fill an area around it that is 3 blocks under it. Right now with light gray wool, and it'll just replace air, so I can't go down to these people here. Oh, yeah. It will not replace sandstone or anything. That's pretty neat. That's my stream. So it does that, and I use decimals, so 0.75 in each direction. So it's gonna have like a width of, sometimes it'll be 3 blocks, but it will make like these, like, I don't know, these ones that, I forgot the word. It's not horizontal, not, anyway, it'll just, make it look a lot cleaner. It's not gonna use up that many blocks, and it's the closest thing I can get to getting like a 2 block thing, because you can only make an area of like 1 and 3 around it. And Trident's right here. I'll show you in just a sec. Yeah, and then basically after that it's just playing the sound. of the sound that Hypixel makes when it doesn't. Oh. I should probably not make that happen. Alright, next we have TNT here. And this is, I'm kind of proud of this, how I made this work. I was fooling around with, let's see if I can even find the mess. I wanted to make it so you could right-click the TNT and the second you place it, it would ignite. I tried that by filling the whole area around you with redstone torches, which really lagged out the game every time you placed down TNT. But now I figured out a new method, which I'll get to here. So, the second you place down, it will not destroy blocks except for blocks that players have placed. Wool. If I grab some wood planks, which are also part of nBedWars game, I'll place that, and it will destroy it. Another thing nBedWars has is bulletproof glass, basically. And I'll show you here, actually. Once I place this, it will not destroy the glass, but it will destroy the wood. So I'm sure you can see what's going on here. So how I got it to work right as I placed it, this is actually some of the code right here. Let's see. Yep. So we have, actually this is what handles the placing. So basically, anytime somebody places a TNT, any player that places a TNT, which is defined by a scoreboard objective I have that adds 1 to player's score every time they place TNT, it will, so I'll demonstrate here. Actually, okay, so red is going to be on this platform here. So red is going to be the TNT, and so right the second I place that, there's actually a tracker. So this blue one right here, which is right in front of my face, and there's a green one that was like 5 blocks in front of me, which that's kind of where it's at. So the second you right click the TNT, 2 trackers will be made. One which is like inside you, the other one's 5 blocks out from where your cursor is, and then all of the area in between this and this point will be filled with redstone blocks, and at the exact same tick, it'll remove those redstone blocks, and that will activate TNT. And I'm actually really surprised, like, that you can't see them at all, and you can't, like, you don't take damage from them. Like, it's super smooth. Just enough time to, like, it's not even a full tick that it's down. Like, the second, like, all these commands run at the same time, but like a hair after each other, so it, like, divides up the tick. Okay, this is how data packs work. So if you have 2 commands, basically, it will, like, divide that tick into 2. So since I have like 25 commands, it divides it by 25. So not even a full tick. So the redstone block is only down for 1/25 of a tick, and a tick is 1/20 of a second. And so if my math is right, it's like I don't know. I'm being stupid. Anyway, you can see like how fast it's going. It's not even enough for like your monitor to interpret. So yeah, that's how that works. So right when it happens, there will be a tracker. So right there's just like a tracker here and here. A bunch of redstone blocks placed and moved. And how I got the selective blocking to work, basically. The second, or the same tick that the TNT explodes, it will actually kill itself so it doesn't explode and actually place a creeper in its place, which is about to explode. And then that creeper will not blow up any blocks. And then here I just have a manual thing here for the TNT before it kills itself, just to remove the selective blocks. So wool, planks, end stone, ladders, any blocks that a player can place. And yeah, that's that. So that's the selective TNT physics. Everything works just as if normal TNT would. And then I have the fireball / a trident. I've tried a few things with fireball. Basically, in Hypixel, you can just right-click a fireball and it will send it out and not lose momentum at all. There's no gravity to it, and that's just used as like TNT from a distance. You can't just right-click an item in Minecraft. It has to be like a special item that's meant to be right-clicked, like the carrot on a stick, which I've tried to use, but as I found out with any economy, ray tracing will actually lag out the game just a little bit, and a lot of servers using any economy, like that have more than 10 people on it, will go from like 20 ticks per second to like 18 ticks per second. So yeah, I need to redo any economy. But anyway, I got out of ray tracing. I don't want to do ray tracing, so next thing I could think of that's not used in BedWars. I was going to use Snowball, but I realized Snowball in BedWars has its own function. So the only throwable object that wasn't used in BedWars is a trident. So watch this. Throw it, and there's no gravity at all. It will go right to where your cursor is looking. So like, if that's something down there, let's do that. Of course it's bulletproof glass. You get the point. And how this works is, basically, the second it is either in the ground or it has dealt damage to an entity. So, these bats here. Didn't hit the bat, but the chicken there I hit. The second it does damage to an entity or hits a block, it will summon TNT and then instantly remove itself, and then the TNT physics will handle itself. So basically it's just placing another piece of TNT without any fuse time, so it's instantly ready to go and explode, which will then turn into the creeper and everything, and that whole thing. You can actually see the creeper for a split second. I'm not sure how to fix that, but I'm sure eventually we'll get there. Yeah, and how I did for no gravity is, there's an entity data command, or not entity data. There is a data command going on somewhere. Can't find it. Oh yeah, here it is. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. So it executes as each trident, and basically each trident is telling itself to give itself like some special data. So pierce level and no gravity. So pierce level will make it so it can go through mobs. So it's like a better reaction to when it hits a mob to place TNT. Because I did have a problem where... Where's the chicken? Let's see. There we go. I did have a problem that anytime it hit a mob, before it actually explode, it would actually bounce back and place TNT not where the mob is. And I didn't want that to happen, so I made it say, alright, you're gonna still hit mobs, but you don't bounce back, you just bounce off of them. Or you go through them, I mean. And you have no gravity, so you can keep going on forever and ever and ever. And if you miss something after just about 15 seconds here, 15 seconds worth of ticks, you will just die and not do anything. So yeah, that's the special items so far in BedWars. There's lots of cool things I still can do with the data pack. I'm actually really excited to be developing this data pack. I think it will go really well. But yeah, see you all next video, which will be later this week. Yeah, I think so. Alright, see you all later.